guys, I'm back. I'm back from my trip. It was previously the 3-day weekend, and so um, I was luckily invited to a really cute winter getaway that my friend was wanting to host since his birthday had passed. And so, unfortunately, just due to the Christmas times and the holiday seasons, we weren't able to do it when it was his actual birthday. But instead delayed it to just this last weekend. And so it was really, really nice. You, or at least I did not know everybody that was there. But by the end of the trip, I got to know so many new faces and so many new friends and um, have so many new memories. And so let me just like kind of, I guess, share that with you guys here. And so to paint the scenery of the place in which we rented, this was a really, really nice Airbnb. I feel like for those that are from Washington, growing up, everybody heard in their like middle school, high school times of like the popular kids, people that came from like wealthier families, and just like, you know, those people, they were all of them, I swear to God, were always going to Chelan. Chelan, Washington, summer break, spring break was just the spot. I don't know if it still is now, but that was kind of always my image of Chelan. And now I had gone in the wintertime. And I would like to say that it's equally as beautiful. And honestly, we had so many really cool experiences that were my first time. And so, one of them being, we all did a winter plunge, a polar plunge, I think is what it's called, which was so fun and so hectic. I mean, I know I, for one, I guess a little fun fact about me, and maybe not so fun if you think about it, but I cannot swim. So I went into it thinking, like, polar plunge, okay, guys, if we're jumping, like, someone needs to be on standby and someone needs to, like, get me. But instead, we ended up just, like, walking up and just, like, plunging. I know I, for one, did not get to plunge, but I did walk and I got up to, like around my thigh region. So I would say that was good. And it was just really cute. I mean, here's a video of just all of us walking in, and you'll see us all go in. There was like a little it was really funny. All of us were saying like, "Oh yeah, we went all the way in." And then this video footage came out like a day later that someone ended up filming because there was one person out of our whole group that didn't go in. And my friend was just like eagle eyeing, like, oh, you said you went all the way in and you only went in this much. And it was just so funny. That wasn't like my claim. I was very honest in my claim. But some other people were like, oh yeah, I went all the way in. And then you look at their video and they like went a little bit past their like ankles. And I specifically remember hearing my friend say like, oh, you didn't even go under the knees. So my argument was, hey, I went past my ankles. I went past my knees. It's pretty good in my book. Pretty good in my book. Another activity we did was snowshoeing, which I've always wanted to do because I've never experienced it before. But post snowshoeing trip, I would argue that it's not very fun. I mean, like, it's cool. The sights are really pretty. Like, I can show you guys videos here. And obviously I had a good time like during the trip, but it just felt like really impractical. Like halfway through, there were several of us just like took off our snowshoes and we were just like walking. And I don't know, like it just, I guess like comparatively, if you had no other option, of course, snowshoeing is much more practical in the wintertime and in the snow. But just like as an activity and as a hobby, I could never really see myself pursuing it. Like, I'd much rather wait until the snow goes away and just like hike normally. I found it really like slowing to snowshoe. So, I don't know. Definitely more of a leisure activity, if you will. But it's still really beautiful, and I'm glad I got to try it, especially with people that I really enjoy. There was like a little pathway that was named Divine Intervention,
So we
of
went
course,
Divine Intervention?
of course, I had to go.
What are your
And
thoughts?
luckily, another one of my friends was
I feel like I was
peak
divine
curiosity.
intervened.
So we ended up trailing away from the group, and unfortunately, that was a very bad decision. So we had to we had to U-turn back to the group. But it was like a cool little detour and experience. And yeah, honestly, I think like those were our two main outdoor activities. We did do wine tasting, and that was really pretty, and of course, really gorgeous in Chelan. But I wouldn't say like it was necessarily the most memorable. There was, oh, actually, not the wine itself, because I personally did not partake in the tasting, but there was live music, and I'm a sucker for live music. Absolutely a fan of just any kind of music live, minus metal. I'm not really a big fan of metal. But there was this pianist, and he was blind, and he was playing like beautifully. It was so professional. I honestly could not even tell that he was blind until my friends pointed it out. And then all of a sudden, for his next act, he plays backwards. So he's playing like this, and his hands are like, I don't know if you guys can see, but like he was playing like this, and it was just like it's crazy. My mind was blown. It was already blown. Just like I'm already impressed by any man, doesn't matter, any person playing piano, but then he's blind and he's playing backwards. Like it just the bar is just infinitely raising at that point. It was incredible. I just wow. So yeah, I'll have to show that video here. It's just like a really wholesome, good time. Good to like not think about work, not have to like stress about school. And oh, we did have a night of just a murder mystery. I've never actually done one of those before. Because I think they're often like paired with dinner and like expensive, yada yada. But my friend had actually created one, which was so cool. And it was super elaborate in that everybody had their own roles, their own background, and you had to like, you know, act it out. So my role, I was informed, was to be an uprising pop star who wanted to make it big, but also was a little too tipsy in the night. And so, having not drank that night at all, I was doing my best to act drunk, you know, like wobbling around. I was like holding a bottle of wine, and like I had a can of beer at one point. Um, and it was just such a great time. Other people were like pretending that they were from the mob, and there was another group that was pretending that they were like millionaires from the Silicon Valley, like those kind of douchey esque men. And it was so brilliantly done. He had like little paper notes that were filled with hints just distributed around the house that had like one word answers on them, and you could then look them up. So like he created a website, and you go to the website, you do slash, and then you put in the hint, and it would then show you like more in detail information about whatever story, snippet, news, like blog that was mentioned. And it was just the man's a genius. I on the other hand was not a genius. I did not figure out the murderer. But I had a really good time, and it was also just like mind blowing to see one of my friends be so creative, and I honestly love that for him. I could never. I would have to like use ChatGPT, and even then, it wouldn't nearly be as good as what he created. And so, just what a good experience. We had some amazing food. We had like French toast made in the morning by one of our lovely hosts, and um him and his coworker, roommate, and they're such cute roommates. They're like the ideal like two guys, just like best friend, and they just like made all of us this amazing barbecue, and we were truly just like we were like pampered to like the next degree. And as a return, me and some of my friends and I, English, are planning to surprise them back, and in return host like a potluck, but in the theme of like a cafe, because both of them really like pastries and coffee, and really just like show all the love back that they posted and showed us. So I'm really looking forward to that. That hopefully will come in like the next few weeks as we prep for it. But it's really nice. It's really nice to just share these memories with friends. There's obviously so many new faces as well. And I will definitely always look back on these really good times. Really, really good times. And I'm just so grateful. Really grateful for being invited to these things and knowing the people that I know and feeling the love that I am very like new to. Like these are all very new friends of mine. I think I've made them and known them for maybe almost a year now, maybe a little over. Um, but we haven't like really gotten to hang out because these were more of like my friends of a friend, and now they're more my friends. In the past like few months now, so just really grateful. I had a really good time. The house was amazing. It's not my own house, and having food cooked for me. I mean, that was such a good luxury as well. So cute of them to do, and now I'm here. But I'm also really happy to be back home. It's nice to sleep in my own house. I may not have a walk in shower where the floor is literally the shower, but I got stuffy and I got my own bed. And I also have, you can see this, but I also have knuckles that got very much torn while going down a winter ice slide because it had like a little ice festival going on. That was really cool. But it was kind of painful. I came out of it with bloody knuckles, and honestly, it didn't really bother me until I realized that I use these very knuckles to like cut and slice with. And so usually I have my knife pressed with my knuckles against the knife, and now I can't do that because it actually kind of hurts. So that's the only like impracticality I have with this injury. But honestly, I take my knuckles being sliced up for another trip with friends any day. Any day. But yeah, that was a little insight on my Chelan trip and just a really good weekend getaway. And yeah.
Vlog.
I still have that phone.
Such a
You didn't trade it in?
poor timing.